Morning world and welcome to Monday 11th of July, and we got a lot to do today. Right, as you're probably aware, yesterday we completed all our baling here at this farm. We've still got all the baling to do at the other farm, which is tomorrow. I think we're going to look at baling that, and that's going to be a combination of 50 big squares with the balance being into big round bales. But it's all got to come in. It's all hay, so I've got to start looking at making some space in that shed over there and probably in here. So first job, make some room. Oh, and we might have a couple of toys to play with over this week, beginning with some blue ones. And I think numbers like T5, T6 and T7 have been banded around. Now T7 for me is, as far as I'm concerned, way too big, but there is a small possibility that a T7 might just be here for a day for me to have a play with, just in case. So followed by a T5, 140, which would be here maybe for a couple of days for me to play with, which would be handy because that's got suspension, cab suspension and front suspension. It's a fixed 140 horsepower machine, as I understand, and I can have that for a couple of days with carting bales backwards and forwards. So it'd be interesting to see how it travels in comparison to my case. Plus, smaller possibility, there may be a T6 flying around, which is, as I understand, an ex-demo, which may also come and have a play here. The T6 and the T7 I think are going to be too big for what I want. T5 sounds about right for what I want, but we'll see. We've not heard back from Case yet, or Massey Ferguson. Early days yet, early days, but New Holland are definitely on the ball.
Gonna rise up, gonna get going. Take this day by storm. Gonna wake up in a new light. Next day do it some more. Damn, wake up in the morning and we're good to go. Gonna get some hustle till done. Next day do an encore. Next day do an encore. Trying to hold us down. Can't silence it, so she sound. Don't realize we can't be bound. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? To the heights that we can't be trained. To be fair, could you really blame us? So obvious why we famous. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Gonna rise up, gonna get going. Take this day by storm. Gonna wake up in a new light.
Okay, that's that bit done. So the straw is going to be moved as well, but Abby's got 106 small bales to pick up, which are going in the end of that barn down there, which would be most convenient for her sheep. And they're going to be stacked in an L shape at the end. And the idea is to put this straw in front of that, because we're not going to need the little bales or the straw till later on in the year, which will then free up this barn for the bales that I've got down at the bottom here, the little playground. The bed and breakfast bales that I've got up at the Pigeon Mead, which I'm thinking of putting this end so that they're separate from, all this will be feed, and then that side would be what I call bed and breakfast, which is they can still eat it, but they'll probably lie on most of that. It's not the best. We can't put anything too tight to that wall because of the inverter for our solar system, so which up to now has produced that much electricity. yeah, it's not quite paid for itself yet. So job now is to tidy up the plastic on the floor, bring it out here. I think I'm going to bring up the bales from playground first, because that is feed hay, nice soft stuff, which I'll put in the middle here. So the coarse stuff will go up there. Then we'll finish up in the middle with whatever I pick up from Mitchington and any surplus from Mitchington. I think the big squares, the 50 big squares we're having, are also going to go in the new barn down there. At this end though, yeah, I think it's a case of we don't know how many bales we're going to get yet. We're going to fit it in as best we can. But first things first, I need to have a bit of a tidy up down there. I think I know which tractor I'm going to be preferring to drive today. It's not the 695. No need for brakes and extras today. We're not going on the road. Take it wide, long trailer. I don't actually know how many bales we got down here. I know there's 106 small squares, but I don't know how many big round there are, so I can put 20 on here. Whether I will, because it's only short trips up and down, might only do 15s. We'll see, we'll have a count up and see what works. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 32. So I might as well do it in two 15s and two 16s. Just do it in two 16s. So there's 32 out here. I think I got about 36 up Pigeon Mead. 68. Yeah, we need 168 and 80, 148, so I say 150 bales. I need another 150 bales. Whether I'm going to get that from Mitchington, I don't know. I don't know. On target's 300, that's what we would like. But I think it's a case we're going to get what we're going to get, because with the weather like it is, this is our first cut. And we're in July. Am I going to get a second cut? I won't be hedging my bets. Oh, that's odd. This is like a walk up in the shade most of the way. So, right, down with the 695. Cattle are all over there. They really, really want to come out here. So, yeah, I might have to let them out, because there is some stuff out here. They can pick this up. They can tidy that up for me. They might as well have it. Let's let it rot. Bloody sheep. Not supposed to be in here. So, and how she got out there, I have no idea. But I don't want him in here. Go on. Go on. Keep going. Go on. Having her out there is going to be a distraction for this lot. Go on. Go on. Go on. And you, Ockard. I can see you thinking about it. Go on. Go on, get out. Hot box time. I don't know what the temperature is out there. All I can tell you is it's hot. But what? Compared to some parts of the world, not that hot. but it's hot for me. The sooner I get these few picked up, the sooner I can let the sheep back in here and they can have a bit of shade in the trees. It's nicer shade under the trees than it is in the barn. This looks some nice stuff. Not going to get around there in one. That is some nice, soft sheep hay, calf hay, unless you're giving them straw. But yeah, that's probably going to be some of the favourite stuff. I have to feed that last, because if I give them that first, they won't want to eat anything else. Okay, so we got a load on. Like I said before, I'm not strapping these down. We're only going up through the field, and the chance of something falling off pretty slim, and if it does fall off, what's the worst it can do? Squash a bit of fence maybe. So it's not going to happen. Hot. Maybe not third, maybe not third. My first ever tractor driving experience, I was 9 years old, and I drove a Nuffield with an old four-wheel lorry bed trailer. There used to be a gateway, the remnants of the gates post is still in there, in that hedge over there. This is my grandfather had the land, and I can remember driving that Nuffield through that gateway, up through the gateway there, and all the way up through the farm. I had to drive it standing up. I was only 9, I was like, well, I wasn't the typical farmer son, I was a bit of a streak of piss, to be honest. I had to stand up to steer the thing, so I wasn't strong enough to steer it when I was sitting down. It had no clutch, or hardly any clutch, pretty much no brakes at all. And the instruction I had to drive it up was to get up as close to the barns as we could. So I had to go up through, we were going up to the old farm, I had to go through Barn Lees, through the gate, which is now across the golf course, and get up close to the farm, and then just pull the stop, just stop the tractor. And it was literally just so somebody else could drive a second tractor. I wasn't allowed to drive through the yards. I wasn't, I don't think I was brave enough anyway, but I certainly wasn't skilled enough to do that. But yeah, I can still remember it today, driving that Nuffield, first gear, just over tick over, chug, 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 chug. Probably took me 20 minutes to drive up there, but it was probably one of the happiest moments of my life ever, was the first time I drove a tractor. That works. Park it in the shade. I like that idea. Here goes nothing. So far so good. I haven't dropped it yet. What do you reckon? Gonna stay there? Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's push our luck and try that again, shall we? Lovely job. We'll have the big one first. You first. Just a bit. That's both tractors in the shade because it is getting oppressively hot out there, and all the bales from down there are now in there. Yeah, the barn's starting to fill up now, so there's what, 130, about 100, almost 150 bales in there actually, with what was left over from last year. And I got room for about another 100 or so, I think, because I can't get right to the wall. So some bales are definitely gonna have to go in that barn, but I think if I put the big squares in there and all the big rounds in here, all the big rounds, depending on what we get from Teller Farm, should go in here. Should. Yeah, quite a lot of hay.